Hello everyone, it's Dana. Welcome to Friday night surprise project. I am super excited. I hope I faked you out a little bit with the instructions and the size of the pieces because this is the card we're making. Ugh. Okay, ready? I'm gonna give you one. How cool is that? Now, mind you, I did not come up with this idea. This is one of the artists and designers for Stampin' It! That did this. And I could not resist the urge to copy that. So I hope that you are going to enjoy making this as well and or something similar. In fact, last week's designs just killed it. You guys came up and posted all your artwork, and it was so much fun for me to go back and compare and see how different everything looks with different papers, different supplies, right? All just as pretty, but just so fun. Okay, so these are those designer series paper, and forgive me because I don't have them all in front of me, that are just actually spectacular, right? And they're in little 6x6s. They're just beautiful papers. And you get a whole bunch of them. You can use the backs or the fronts or what have you. And we are using them to create a scene, right? Because that's what they are. So what we're gonna do is, I've taken one of the 6x6s and cut it into the card front. We've got a standard size white card. We've got black as our mat. Let me grab my, and we're gonna go ahead and start gluing down. Oops, sorry, my adhesive got a little stuck. I will show you my new crafting toy here in a second. And then I cut this piece. You know, I don't think I wrote it in the supplies, but all I did was cut off one little extra piece to go on the inside of the card. It can be a 1/4 inch, it can be a 1/2 inch, it can be whatever you want, to be honest. It doesn't matter, right? It's a little extra design to go on the inside. Let me make sure I'm doing the right size. Just as a sweet little bonus. Again, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever makes it work. Now we've got our card front. Our circles that we're going to use are, let me get my, I said large, and in my head it was large, but it's not as large as some of the circles. This is 2 3/4 inches. And then the one concentric, slightly smaller, I think is, this one is 2 1/4 inch. And I'll show you what they look like up close so you can pick. If you have this set, oh my gosh, it's the bomb diggity. This is Spotlight on Nature Dies. It has gone in and out, which means it keeps selling out because everyone loves it. It's really good. Love the little crimped edges and the flower and the decor and the lines. So much fun to play with. Okay, and then the little white, the small one, sorry, I pulled it away. The small one we're gonna use is even the one that's concentric to that one that we're gonna use on the white. And that cuts out this one. Super easy. We're gonna do that. Now, the only trick to what I found is the first time I did one, the first one I did, I cut them separately because I was too afraid to do them in one fell swoop. I wasn't sure that I was going to line it up right. I didn't know exactly if you could make them work well together, and I found out that you really can. You just have to figure out where you want it on the card. It can be up here, it can be over to the side, it can be down. Just remember that you're gonna have your sentiment somewhere balanced on the card, right? So it can be at the bottom and have the sentiment at the top, or it can be on the top and have the sentiment on the bottom. But figure out where you want it. I'm going to pull this bundle in the middle, the little kind of orangey bundle, and then we're gonna take this one and line it up inside of it. And it's not, surprisingly not hard. I thought it would be, it's not. And then all I'm gonna do is tape on top of it so that it doesn't move as we cut it. And then of course we can cut another circle as well on the same run. Okay, what I love about, let me bring it over this way. I think I can show you a little bit of the trimmer. What I love about my new Stampin' Boss cutter is that it tells me every time. How do you do this? It's 1, 2, 3, 3. I love that, you guys. I cannot tell you, I don't want to spend time fiddling with sandwiches. I don't want to spend time trying to remember, right, what it's supposed to be. I just want to get the cutting done. And I know some of you are like that too. I can't tell you how I wish other companies would do the same thing. It's crazy. I didn't know what I didn't know. Okay, so we're gonna run it through. Hopefully it won't jiggle the camera too much. It rolls really smoothly. I really just love this little machine. It's a workhorse. Okay, I'm gonna move it out of the way a little bit because I think that's all the cutting we're gonna do. Oh, my circle moved. Well, good thing I have one already done. That was my fault. I should have taped it. And then here is our circle. All right, let's come back over here. And we're just gonna pull the tape carefully. I'm just gonna hold it down. Pull that off of there. And then you've got concentric circles. Ah, so fun. And the hardest part, you guys, is lining it back up again because you're making a scene, right? So you're like, oh, does this go here? And that's it. Look at the detail. Look at how fun that is. Oh, and then this, look how cleanly it cuts. Like just such a nice job. Okay, so then this is gonna go down here, which I can go ahead and see if I can find my, and you will notice my brand new glass studio. I've always wanted a glass mat. No joke, always wanted a glass mat. I cannot tell you how excited I am that Stampin' Up! Is bringing this back. I guess it was here before we came here, right? And sorry, in order for it to fit with my stand, it's poked up a little bit. It's hanging on the top of this. When I'm not videoing, it sits flat on my table, but I've got it moved up a little bit so you can see it and so that I can use it because I love this. It is about, it's 13 by 13 and gridded, and then it's another 3.5 inches maybe on the side, so 13 by 17-ish, right? It comes with these other things that I haven't read about yet. The silicone mat, which silicone's the bomb, right? Because you can heat it and paint on it and do all the things and nothing sticks to it. And then it's got the chamois that I cannot even tell you. You might have to get one just so you can smell the chamois and feel it because it is the craziest thing I've ever felt. It is so soft to the touch. I don't even know what to say. It's like a pillow. It's crazy. Like you could squeeze it. It almost feels wet. It's not, but it feels it. And then I was like, well, does it smell? And I smelled it. It smells like Play-Doh. I can't right now. I'm so happy. This makes all of my childhood memories come together in one item. So you get this, the glass studio mat, you get the silicone tray, and you get the chamois from heaven in it. I don't know yet what all this is supposed to do, but I will promise you I will try and figure it out. I know you can paint on it and heat and do all that kind of good stuff, but for today, I'm going to enjoy my glass studio that I just got and pulled out of the box for you guys. And they become available in July, just FYI, in case you want one too, in case you've always been looking at them for all that time. Okay, we've got our card front together. Now what we want to do is get some pop dots, foam tape, whatever you have. We want to get some of those on here so that we can make this stand up. And again, like I told you, the hardest part is figuring out where the line is, right? How it lines up exactly. Once you figure that out, flip it over A couple of small pieces for the center. You can use thick, thin, really dimensionals, whatever you have. Oh, I think I messed it up, you guys. See if I can line up on the back. I gotta cheat. I gotta look and make sure, because I'll be really sad if I don't do it right. Yep, I got it. I got it. Okay, and then all I did was maybe just get a couple smaller pieces, maybe like 3. And I put them around the edge to pick up the whole thing. Okay, so all I did was hold it and tape it in a place where it doesn't show. I don't want it to show through the holes because I want the holes to be, here, you know what I can do is bring you up a little closer. I don't want the holes to show because you want the holes to show the black background. So I'm really trying to wedge it in between the outside edge and where the holes are. And you can do it, it's a little bit of patience. So now it's one unit. Now I can put the whole thing on. You still have to be careful. You truly still have to be careful, but it's so cool. This is like one of the coolest things I've ever done. Just having the pieces kind of float. It's like a little bit like that spotlight technique that you do with color, right? Where you have a cut image and you highlight it with, my fingers are sticking. Okay, again, you want to line it up until it matches. Like the whole point is to have those little pieces line up. That's where the magic happens. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, I'm going to show you this one close up too. Now you get the idea. The idea that you can do rings too is just the bomb. I love that. I love that it shows through a little bit. Now this one you'll notice is a little bit different. You can kind of see up there at the top. Let me bring the light a little closer. Maybe that'll be helpful. A little bit of splatter. Can you see that splatter? So we're going to do that just because we can. No joke. Just because we can. I've just got a water brush. We've got a little bit of white pigment ink. And I've got my paper towel here handy. Wipe it off my new glass studio mat, just because I can. You don't need a lot, you just need a little. Of course, I'm gonna squirt too much. But you really just need a dot. And then I'm gonna use my water brush. And I'm just gonna squirt out a little bit of water. Just, again, the same amount. You really just need a drop. Then I mix it up. And you really just, because I think if you just use the ink, it wouldn't splatter. It just doesn't give you, it's not, you know, thin enough to splatter. All right, we're gonna move these. But it works really nicely. I tried it once. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. You know, the best things come out of mistakes. But I actually really liked it. So I was like, this is fun. Oh, I want one of those big drops. You know, we're always looking for the just right placed ones. Of course, everything in my room now is going to be splatter because it's not just going here. Not fun. It's not fun. The little bit. Sometimes it's all in the details. Am I right? So then you can just squirt the water out and clean your brush off. It's just ink, so it'll come right out. Ink versus paint. And now, because it's my fun new glass mat, it's gonna wipe right up. Oh, I love this so much. Let me get just a little more, because it does clean up so nicely. And the only thing I didn't know, and you'll have to tell me, is how shiny is it on camera? Because I thought of that, I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work on camera because of the shiny part of it. Maybe there's a glare in it and it just doesn't work well. But, okay, we've got our sentiment we're gonna use Unbounded Love. Back you out a little bit. Unbounded Love, lots and lots of choices that are small enough to fit in this circle. I picked You're a True Blessing. I think that's so sweet. And Easy Black ink. Oh, I'm gonna pick it up so it doesn't shake the camera. Right in the middle of our circle. Super easy. Now, my brain, when I first started playing with it, went, it might be nice if I accented with black. And I want to show you what that looks like because it was a really good idea in theory. I took the black twine from the Baker's Twine Essentials, okay? Took the black and I wove it through around and around and around and around. It took literally just minutes, nothing at all. But I thought it was too heavy for the circles. You'll have to chime in. Is it too much? Is it not enough? Is it, I really did. I looked at it and went, oh, it's nice, but I think it's too, the black is too much. But maybe a different color. Maybe if we tried the neutral color or even white on white, maybe that would look better. But I decided not to use this. And I also wanted to show you, I made, you know, the little twine ring thing you do with the twine, just so you could see the black too, because I wanted to like it so much. You know how you get ideas in your head that it's not a failure, it's not dismal or anything, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do. And I did have it pretty, I had it fanned out. I'm trying to make, you know, the way the really artsy people do. I'm not really artsy. Maybe that's why I get a pass. But I tried, but again, it looked really heavy on the card for me. I love this. I even like this a lot. But this one just was, it's just too hard. It's too black. It's too black. Is there such a thing as too black? So anyway, we're going to use the linen thread just because we can. It's easy. We can get find my glue dots. You can straighten, see how it's pretty curvy. You can take the outside of your scissors and pull it just like you do at Christmas. It doesn't make it completely straight, but it makes it better. You can do that a little bit. It might pump your circles up a little. Oh, I might have cut that too much. Let's see how close I am. That's not awful. Use a glue dot. I always do. Roll it on a glue dot. Right, just roll it off of there in between your fingers. That is a hefty glue dot. And then at the very least, you've got circles, right, which you can pull and design here. Or you can twist. So you can kind of have it here and you can twist them. You can, whatever you want, honestly, whatever you want. But before we put all that on, let's do, here's my one that I cut wrong. Let's put this here. What the other idea I thought was that this white looked really stark on that. Although it matches the white card, so I'm okay with that. But I thought, what if we just added a hint of color so that it kind of has that ombre look that I was super, super excited about. So I pulled a brush, and this is Petal Pink. And we're gonna give it a go. Now, we don't want too much. The other fun thing I found, oh, that's what I was going to show you too. Here, I'm just going to pull some off. We're just going to wing it here a little bit. Winging it. Actually, I won't tie it down yet. I'll just show you. Okay, so we've got our little sentiment. You don't want your brush wet. You want it pretty because we want this to be so light that it barely shows. Okay, so we're just gonna pick up some ink. We're gonna try it on our scrap paper. I wanna see how much. See, that's a lot. That's a lot. So we're just gonna start at the edge and go really, really light because I don't really want to have a dark edge, just barely. We really just want that ombre. How cool is that? Look. It's barely showing, but you can see it against the white, right? You can see it on the white. That's what I want. I just want it to be barely kind of blend into the background. Here, before we do that, now we've got our white twine. Can you imagine what I learned with this? You can do this. Again, take some of that ink off. My brush must be a little wet from cleaning it. So all I'm gonna do is kind of hold it. Oh, you guys, it's like the coolest thing ever. Let's see if I can hold it against the white. Can you see it? Barely, because I didn't want to put on too much. You can actually color this the color of the ink, but I just want it, again, a little. I want it a little. I want it to be a little, and I want it to be a little ombre. I don't want it solid colored. Can you see it? Oh, I hope you can. See that little bit of the pink? Oh, you can do that. You can color it as much as you want. Like, how cool is the idea that we can color the string, that we can make it ombre? So much fun. Okay, so we can use this ombre string, or we can use the natural string. It's totally up to you, literally. Okay, here's this one. Kind of got that one ready. I probably should put my foam tape on it first. I've got to look around my room and find it. Okay, here we go. I've got a little piece here. Put that on probably on the side. Okay, so now we've got this. We've got natural. I do like the natural. I really do. I like the natural a lot. I don't mind it at all. And then we've got the white. So tell me what you think. Is this an ombre or is it a natural? Because you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Just tell me what you think. And what do I want? So this one had the same idea. I did ombre thread, which I love. I think it's so cool. And then this one has the natural. Both really honestly go well. I think I'm gonna go with the natural. You guys are probably all going ombre, ombre. Well, better luck next time. I'm gonna fold that in a little bit. I don't quite know what to do with my ombre-ness, but I love it. Or my natural thread, I should say, because that's one I picked. Oh, you guys. How fun is that? Kind of pull it out and decorate it a little bit. I love, love, love. Okay, so we've got our natural, we've got our ombre, we've got our new glass mat studio. I hope you loved our project, and I can't wait until next week. Bye.